Welcome, dreamer. I'm Bowman and this is the Gentle Flow. I'm glad you're here. Let's begin. You are loved. You don't have to always be productive, because rest is value added to your life. It gives you energy. You are good and getting better, Shy. That's the one I was telling you guys, that's my favorite affirmation that Shy Star does. You are doing your best, and you can do better, and you are doing better every single day. Even when you're doing worse, you're at least learning. Success comes to you easily. Success comes to you. Success comes to you easily. Success is naturally attracted directly into your path. And you are directed easily into the path of success as well. Your success leads to, causes, and is success for others. Your success is success for others. Your success leads to more success for you and others. The success of others is success for you. Success for others is success for you. Just like that. You have a gift, what's up? Shay, you're loved. Shay, you're not doing any more than is expected of you by the universe. You are doing everything that is expected of you by the universe. You're doing a good job. If somebody doesn't think you are, then that's okay. It's okay for them to be wrong. It's okay for other people to be wrong about you. That happens. Lily. My dear Lily. You Thank you for bringing happiness into this world. Thank you for sharing your happiness with us. The happiness you bring to others is happiness for you. You are creating a world where there is more happiness in it than there was before you acted. I think that's like one of the only things that you can create from nothing. Think about that. You cannot create energy or mass nor destroy it. You transfer it. You transfer. But happiness is like magic. The more you give, the more there just is in the world, and it doesn't take anything away from you. You have because you give. You have because you give, and you're not afraid to give. You don't need to take anything. And I'm talking to each one of you. Each one of you. You don't have to fight to keep your eyes open, Shay. You don't have to fight. Just let it. Just let your eyes slowly go. Just like that. Just like that. It's okay. See, it's okay. It's okay. Unless you're driving, in which case, open your eyes. Open them, open them up. Open them. Check your blind spot. It's almost 8 o'clock. It's almost 8 o'clock. Are you asleep? Are you asleep yet? Before we raid, I want to talk about this a little bit more. You don't have to take. There's enough to go around. There's enough for everyone. And you don't have to take. Because you already have, you see. And you will have everything you need. Not everything you want, necessarily. But you'll have everything you need. There's enough to go around. Let me show y'all something. Look at this. Do you see this? Look at all this. This is a list of nothing. There's nothing here. Oh my god, do you hear my stomach? My stomach is like, yeah, sure. The give mentality, The give mentality operates on this. I was going to say this one truth, but there's a few of them. You don't have to take. That's the first one. You don't have to take anything when we're talking about. You don't have to take an opportunity. You don't have to take something away from someone else in order for you to have it. Another one is, no one can steal what is rightfully yours, or the things that you need. Dude, my stomach is going nuts right now. No one can steal. Because suppose someone comes along and and you do feel they have stolen that thing. Can you still live? In very few cases will you die if someone steals a thing. In society, in a social environment, we treat intangible things like we treat physical things, because our mind doesn't know the difference. We, at the end of the day, are animals. And when we feel like we're being attacked, we put up our defenses. Even if we feel like we're being attacked socially, you know? If you feel like someone is trying to steal something from you, it puts the same fear that someone is trying to steal your food that you gathered in the wilderness. It's an animal instinct. But think about it. Look around you right now. Are you safe? You may not be acting or feeling like you are. But think about it on the base level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You are safe. Think about it. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not someone else, not what someone else thinks about you. Think about you right now, in this moment. Are you safe? You are. You are safe. Even in social interactions where it feels like you need to be careful, it doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things, okay? You're gonna be okay. So it's okay to give. If you give, you're not gonna run out. Example, if you give your time to someone, if you give absolutely all of your time to someone else and you don't take care of yourself, yes, you're going to be in a detriment. But at the end of the day, if you communicate, hey, I'm willing to give you everything I have, but I want you to know that I'm running out. I'm communicating that to you openly. And if that person is a regular, well-meaning human being, which most of us are, then they'll understand. And they will insist that they give you You see, we'll talk about this more. This is really why my last relationship failed. Did it? Did it fail? Or is your status and your relation to that person where it needs to be if you are apart? That's not a failure. That's just another state of existence. That's not a failure. That's a success. You have successfully parted ways, and you're off doing other things. And yeah, your emotions remain, and stuff hurts. But you are in a good state. I gave him all I could, and he couldn't reciprocate, so you parted ways. And now you successfully have a relationship that does not involve a dependency upon each other at all. Congratulations. It's sort of like saying, oh, congratulations, your last name changed. Did you get married? No, I got a divorce. Oh, in that case, congratulations on your divorce. Yay. It's the same. That is huge. It is something I had to figure out because I used to panic a lot about whether or not I was going to have my needs met. Your needs will be met. Your needs will be met. Think about it this way. Oh, also another part of this. I know why people don't. I know why people... I'm sorry, you guys. I know why a lot of people can't get on board with this. Because to be on board with this, you have to let go of the fear of dying. And that is hard. The way things are the way things they're supposed to be, even if they suck. And that is hard to accept. And it's even harder to tell people. It's really hard to tell people that have experienced a great loss. To be fair, it's a lot easier whenever I'm not talking to a person. I'm just talking to a scrolling list of words on a screen. So it's easier for me. Sorry. But as someone who has gone through a great loss, that has taught me to let go. Oh man, I'm about to get all deep. Sour Skittle says I need to start thinking like this. Need to. You don't need to, you are. You're thinking like this right now, aren't you? So the term need to is not necessary. I am thinking like this. I recommend speaking about your success, about your improvement, in the present continuous tense. For instance, I am good and getting better, like Shy Star says. It's a current state of continuousness. I am speaking with a deep voice, not I spoke with a deep voice, or I speak, or I want to speak, or I will speak tomorrow. I am speaking. If I were to say tomorrow, I am attending a meeting at 10 in the morning. that's still true. Grammatically, in English, it's still correct for me to say, I will attend that meeting, or I want to attend that meeting, or I need to attend that meeting, or I'm going to try to attend that meeting. I am attending that meeting tomorrow, God willing. Let's talk about the negative, because people focus on the positive so much. People focus on the positive so much that it makes you feel guilty for not being positive all the time. I've heard people call this toxic positivity. Bear with me, I'm going to take a sip of my tasty beverage. Just kidding, it's not tasty. It's room temperature instant coffee with no cream or sugar, nothing. Yeah, just room temperature water and instant coffee crystals. Because I ran out of Ponger's energy. I used the last of it yesterday, so I need to make another order. You know what I need to do? I need to sign up for the subscription. You know, you can get even more of a discount if you like set up a schedule where like you pay for like a subscription, and I think it automatically comes out, I don't remember. But like they send it to you in a periodicity, and you can like always have it, and you don't gotta worry about it. If you click that link, it'll take you there, and then I'll get the points for telling you about it. Anyway, toxic positivity. Thank you for getting us back on track. Satangmo. I've not listened to any words for a long time. Oh, don't worry, I haven't been saying that much. Let's talk about the negative. We're talking about present continuous tense. Instead of saying, I need to work out, make a commitment. I am working out next week. I am going to the gym regularly. Good night, Raving Savage. Good night. Good night. Have a good one. So, when it comes to the negative, I can say I am hurting. Sometimes you have to admit it to yourself. Good night, Raving Savage. Raving Savage slowly fades into the shadows. I am hurting right now. The person said something about me, and then they said something to me, and then there's people talking about me when I'm not even there. Ooh. And it hurts. I am hurting. Admit it to yourself that you are in a state of hurting. But you are also happy normally in your life. I can say I am normally a happy person. I am this person. I am feeling the pain from what this person did. I am healing in this process. Healing begins right away, even if it doesn't feel like it. Same thing happens with any part of your body, except for those with an autoimmune condition, right? In general, as soon as you receive a laceration, your body releases blood, you know? The white blood cells they do their thing and they attack whatever germs are trying to get it. There are cells trying to mend and like replace and like put the skin back together. A scab forms, right? Your body starts to move nutrients and energy and resources into repairing that, and it happens right away, even while it hurts. But if you say, no, I am not dealing with this right now, I refuse to accept it, and you don't give it a break, and you're going to keep opening that wound, and it's not going to heal. So I recommend admitting that you are experiencing pain, but that you are healing, and that's where the focus should be, I think. This is my opinion. I am not a doctor, psychologist, licensed clinical social worker. I'm just a very observant person, and I have learned this through loss and pain, and just thinking and reading. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Remember that. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. And I'm not blowing smoke up your hoo-ha just for freaking saying, oh, you're, I'm this kind of person, and I don't know what kind of person you are. I don't. And neither do you. So leave that out of the equation. You don't know what kind of person you are, or who you are, or what you are, or where. You don't know. Stop trying to figure that out. Please. I can make a whole 3-hour show about that one concept. What you are is not the question. Who you are is not the question. What you are experiencing, that's something to think about. You are experiencing healing. Let yourself heal. You deserve to heal. Did you know that? You deserve to heal. I mean it. I mean it. You deserve to heal. Trust me. You already know these things. Allow yourself to believe it. Allow yourself permission to believe it. Give yourself a break every once in a while. Don't be so hard on yourself. Because whenever you focus on the fact that you are in a state, you are in a process, you are in experience, you are experiencing healing right now. Even if you feel like you're good, I'm better now, I'm good. I'm not anything. No, dude. You're healing from something. And you're getting better at whatever you're doing. Keep going. Keep going. Hold up an Uno reverse card. Thank you, Shay. How did you know? Thank you, Shay. How did you know? Alright, what am I doing? Oh, we're 20 minutes late on the ending stream. Everything happens for a reason. I agree with that, but I prefer to word it differently. I do study dreams. Sí. Soy estudio los sueños. Sueños. Los sueños. You have to say it like this. Estudios Los sueños. Sí. Bueno, mucho gusto. ¿Dónde está el biblioteca? Señorita, por favor. Esta es what the gringos say whenever we learn Spanish. Because people who are going through stuff are always the first ones to try to help other people who are going through stuff. Shay, the bean, get out of my head. Yeah, man, I kind of think about what's on my mind. But also, the people in my life that have hurt me so much, I am so thankful for them. You have no idea. There was one specific person that has hurt me, like, and they don't mean to or whatever, but like, you guys, I wouldn't know any of this, and I wouldn't be like this if it wasn't for that. Everything happens for a reason is a very simple way of saying, I guess an even simpler concept. Things happen period. And that's it. It stops right there. Like, it's not our concern. I think it is, this is my opinion, and this is like people disagree with it. I think that when you say something happens for a reason, the takeaway is that it happens for a reason, but don't trouble yourself trying to figure out what that reason is. Because as soon as you start assigning a reason for this terrible calamity to happen, someone can come in and say, oh yeah? Well, what about the Holocaust? Look, I just skipped right to the difficult part, because that's where everybody goes. They're like, what do you mean? What about 9/11? That was terrible. What was the reason that happened? The reason is not even the question. It's not our concern why it happened. It's not in our swim lane. It's not our job. And if we were to know the reason, the higher level reason, would it change? Would it change our behavior? Think about that. Would it change your behavior if you knew the reason? You might say, oh well, I would feel better about myself, and I would feel better, and I wouldn't feel as sad. First of all, maybe you need to feel sad. That's part of it. What has happened has effects. There's a cause and effect. One thing happens, another thing happens. It wouldn't have happened if the first thing hadn't happened. What I choose to focus on is the reality that after unfortunate instances, because I'm not going to say evil or bad, because those are too general and not specific, but things that I don't like, things that hurt me, that's better. Things that hurt me happen, or things that hurt someone else happens. What happens next? That's where you focus. I'm going to say that again. Instead of focusing on why the thing had happened, you're looking behind you, or up, or checking some. You're checking the wrong thing, pal. That's completely irrelevant. The thing to focus on when tragedy occurs and when pain happens, whether within yourself or on the outside on someone else, the thing to focus on after tragedy is what happens next. Are you a part of that? Is someone else a part of that? In your time of need, who came to you? Who has helped you? What are you experiencing? And when someone else needs something, were you there to offer your hand? I've been down, and I threw a hand up. And someone pulled me up. And I'm not saying an angel came down and picked me up. No. A person, a human being, someone created by the creator who created me, chose to pick me up, to reach their hand down and help me. They didn't have to. They chose to. And that is what happened after the hurt. Night Shifter ASMR, what's happening? You finally made it. What's up? Night Shifter, hey, what's up? Medolia, what's up? Welcome. Thank you for following. So that's what I want to focus on. When tragedy occurs, what happens next? Refugees come to Southern California. They're from all over, everywhere. They're from like Argentina, there's people from the Middle East, there's people from lots of other places, that Ukraine, there's people that don't speak our language, they don't know our culture, they don't know the ins and outs of how stuff that's going on. And there's like the elderly, and there's women, and there's children coming from Ukraine, fleeing this, right? And some young men as well too, because I guess like there's a technicality of who had to stay behind. I don't know. The point is, people are coming here, and they're refugees, and they are joining our schools, and they are shopping in the same grocery store, they're attending our churches, and they are part of our society now. And they have to like figure out what the heck they're gonna do. But what an opportunity for someone to help. I can't have the opportunity to lend my hand unless someone has their hand up. Someone has helped you in the past, haven't they? You have this need, this desire inside you, unless you're like a sociopath. You have this need, this desire to help someone else, to give. Focus on that feeling. Focus on that feeling. Because that's what comes after. That's what comes after tragedy. Is giving. 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 And if somebody's a douche and they come in and they take because you're giving, what happened? Someone took from you. But what did you do? You gave. Meaning you did the right thing. Okay? Somebody, you throw your hand up. You admit that you need help. That's another part of it. You gotta admit that you're not perfect. You gotta admit that you're not the toughest person in the world. Okay? You throw your hand up. You get some help. And now someone else has the opportunity to help you. You see? Each one of these opportunities to give is like a treasure. It's like a treasure. And I want to talk about that in a minute. And I know we're over time. I know we're supposed to raid. Lily, can you reset the raid pausingness, please? I want to talk about this. Please remind me what I said, because I've already forgotten, but I want to read chat. I want to read chat, because y'all are saying important things, and I don't want to miss it. Antonio, good morning. Because people are going through stuff, we always the first ones try helping each other. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Giving them hugs. Thank you for the hugs. I freaking love the shit out of you guys. It's easier to help others resolve the issues than to face their own problems. That's something else too. That's something else too. I wonder if that taints my entire everything that I'm saying. I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind. Matter of fact, I'm going to pin that. I can't pin it. Lily, can you assist? Can you pin that? Undead Shadow says, no, I'm just going to copy it and paste it in freaking something. Bear with me. I need to remember this, because I can't remember shit. Alright. Oh, I didn't write down who was it said it. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. Copy, shoop. Shoop. Anyway. Shoop. Close enough. Okay. Oh yeah, continuing. No, I already have it, Lily, thank you. I already have it, thank you so much. The hardest part is when someone has hurt you, like, so deeply that it's genuine trauma. But you can't help but still love them. That's so confusing. It is. Especially because the concept of love is a confusing concept. There's a lot of things going on with that. There's habit, or it might be that you've let go of resentment. Like, love is the default, I think. Love is the default. When you remove resentment, when you remove fear, when you remove the like stranger aspect of someone, when you remove any sort of like shame or preconceived judgment, the only thing that's left is love. That's my opinion, but love that we perceive is like we still have a habit of being attracted to that person, not like necessarily in a romantic or sexual way. What I mean is like your efforts, your thoughts, all that is directed back towards that person, really out of habit. But it's a thing to remember that, or maybe you've let go of the such an attachment to resentment that you don't mind loving the human being that's underneath all of their flaws and all of their faults and all of their refusal to be someone who can respect your boundaries and underneath all of that is a person. But sometimes you can't do anything to make another person feel better about you. Sometimes, actually that's all the time, just a little pro tip, you can't control the way someone else thinks, right? And sometimes you want to make something better, and you try and you can't. And sometimes there's a cause to the problem. Sometimes you're the problem, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with that. Even if somebody tells you something that you know is wrong about yourself, take a moment and look at it honestly, okay? Even if it's the most ridiculous thing, look at it, okay? Because unless you scrutinize it, you can't know for sure. You're just going off of what you previously knew. Because we have a natural tendency to immediately reject any information that contradicts what we already believe. We're defending that belief because we don't want to change our mind. It freaking hurts. It hurts. And the older we get, the more it hurts. It's like saying you can't teach an old dog new tricks. What that means is you can't change someone's mind who's set in their ways. Be like a child, so willing to inquire, so willing to wonder. Children don't just accept anything you tell them. They're willing to learn. And if you provide them with the information, and they will readily accept it, usually, right? But it's because they want to know. Do you want to know? Do you want to know if you're the problem? Do you want to get better? Or do you want to be right about whether or not you're the problem, or you are this, or you are that? It's okay to be wrong. That's number one. And number two, it's okay to be right. Or rather, it's okay for someone else to be right about you. Meaning, like, alright, you're the problem. You have to change something. You have to improve somehow. You gotta look at yourself first. But another aspect to all of it, and this is what I was really building up to, I was thinking about this as I was shopping for triggers. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. Sometimes you're not the problem. Sometimes your efforts will be ineffective for someone else who isn't willing to receive. Because sometimes maybe they're in a fight or flight state of mind. Or maybe we're maybe they've lost their mental ability, or maybe they're asleep and they can't hear you talking. Who knows, right? The point is sometimes you're talking to them and they acting like they're asleep, but they freaking talking and talking, but they're not understanding what you're saying with words. You know exactly what I mean. We've all been there. Sometimes there will be nothing you can do to help someone understand. And sometimes, no matter what someone says about you being the problem, or about there being a flaw with you or something, and you look at yourself, and only if you look introspectively and honestly at yourself, and you realize that I'm not the problem. I have problems, but what they're saying is not one of them. And if you're okay with that, then your worry about what other people think about you disappears all by itself.